Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we got the 8 most wacky builds of 7.36. Well, okay, I don't know if they're the 8 most wacky, as the patch is pretty new and we're still figuring things out, but these are 8 really fun builds that you guys can try, and I think you're really gonna enjoy them, because honestly, some of these are some of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in the history of Dota. I'm not just saying that, they are absurd. So let's get into it. And also I wanna let you guys know that over on the GameLeap website, I'm making guides currently for Chaos Knight and Warlock. You basically just how to play them, everything you need to know about how to play these heroes, the new builds, item builds, skill builds, everything for the new patch is gonna be over on the GameLeap website. So if you're interested in that, click the link down below, sign up now, and I'll see you guys there. The first wacky build, and I'm gonna go straight into it, is the one-shot Terrorblade build. If you haven't seen this yet, you're missing out. I played against it on the second day of the patch, and honestly, it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Now, to be fair, when playing against it, it's pretty miserable because you get one shot. Now, you might be like, what? What do you mean? How do you one-shot someone as Terrorblade? Well, for the longest time, what people have done on Terrorblade is you buy Armlet to intentionally lower your health, you buy a Blink Dagger, and then when you get low, you blink and you sunder the enemy. However, for all of Dota's history, this has only sundered the enemy down to about 30% HP. That's not nearly enough for you to be able to kill them. But now, with facets, Terrorblade has the facet Condemned, which removes minimum health threshold for enemies. Yeah, you heard that right. When you sunder someone, if you're 1 HP, it drops them to 1 HP, and you can buy a Dagon. So I'm not kidding, guys. If you have Blink Dagger or Shadowblade, with an Armlet and a Dagon on Terrorblade, you can one-shot people. And you have to keep in mind, Sunder is only a 40-second cooldown, and so yeah, you can go around the map making huge plays. And you might think I'm kidding, like, surely this doesn't actually one-shot. No, it's always a one-shot. All right, getting into the second build, we kind of have something that's very meta. You guys might have seen it if you've been watching Dream League, but I do want to cover it because honestly, it's pretty goofy how this hero functions right now, and that's Carry Tiny. So let's talk about Carry Tiny and why he's good now. First of all, his craggy exterior, the innate ability, reduces damage on enemies that attack him. That's pretty good. His facet, Insurmountable, means that 25% of his strength is slow resistance and 10% of his strength is status resistance. This is huge because frankly, it's not hard to get, let's say, 100 strength on Tiny. That's very doable. That means you're getting 10% status resist and 25% slow resist. Not talking about the fact that you could get 200 strength and then, wow, this hero becomes unkillable. On top of that, his Tree Grab does more damage at max level now. He also has a pretty nasty talent at level 20 where the Tree Grab gives 70 bonus damage flat. At level 15, he now has 10% grow attack speed reduction. So if you don't understand Tiny, when you get your ulti, when you take your ulti, it makes you lose 30% of your attack speed. This 15 talent really helps out. It means that you only lose 20%, and that is a big deal. So essentially, they give this hero one of the most ridiculous facets in all of Dota. You buy your shard, and then you can't die. I'm not kidding, so here's the build. Echo Saber Blink or Echo Saber into Shadowblade, either one depending if you want to click harder or have better initiation. And then you go Sanjin Yasha into Satanic. Now there's a lot of variants and people will do different things, right? So there's definitely different builds here, but I definitely think that this build is the funniest. You go Sanjin Yasha, so you have a lot of strength and more status resist and more slow resist. And then you buy a Satanic, which gives you a Dispel and Lifesteal, which is amped by the Sanj. And oh my gosh, I had to play against this as Axe and I couldn't kill the guy. I called him, the call instantly ended, and he healed the full. It was so disgusting. Coming in at number 3, we have Melee Vengeful Spirit. So I didn't even realize when reading the patch that Vengeful Spirit's facet, Soul Strike, lowers her base attack time, so she hits really fast. She already did, and now she hits really fast. And on top of that, it makes it where Vengeful Spirit's auto attacks behave as melee attacks. So they're still ranged, but they behave as melee attacks. So they can cleave, they can use Echo Saber, can use Basher. It's really bizarre, and it's really funny. But I'm telling you guys, this hero hits really hard and has nasty talents. Like Vengeful Spirit, as a carry, has some of the most nasty talents in the game. For instance, at level 15, she has -5 Wave of Terror armor. This is obviously a lot of armor reduction. And at level 20, she has Wave of Terror, steals 20% of reduced damage and armor. So the hero just starts to hit really hard at level 20. And then level 25, you have 16% bonus base damage on your aura, right? So this hero has great talents to be a carry. And now all of a sudden, you can buy Battle Fury and Echo Saber. It's just hilarious. Honestly, give it a shot. You hit really hard. It actually scales really well. Eventually, you pick up an axe, you go Manta style, just a ton of stats to build up your base damage to work with your passive, and you can go pretty damn crazy. All right, now let's get back into something absolutely insane. And that is the regen Warlock with Jug, Urn, Salve, Tangos. Let me explain. You probably have no clue what I'm talking about. I'll break it down for you real quick right here. Okay, this is for all you support players. You can go insane. Basically, Warlock has the facet Champion of Goroth, where your golem, they burn, right? Naturally, they burn. They already do a set amount of burn damage, or like radiance damage is how you should think about it. With this facet, 100% of your HP regen and mana regen turn to damage on the burn. Yeah, you heard that right. So if you have 100 HP regen, that's 100 burn on the golem, right? And so you might be thinking, okay, so how do I abuse this? Well, I've already tested it. I tested it in the lobby. The best ways I figured out, and there might even be better ways. If you know more better ways in the comments, please put it, right? Please put it. But the best way I've discovered by far is to pair it with arguably the best carry of the patch, Juggernaut. Because, funny enough, certain things that heal you don't make your HP regen stack go up, they just heal you. Juggernaut's Healing Ward gives you HP regen. And so yeah, the 150 HP regen you get from a maxed Healing Ward turns into burn damage on Chaotic Offering. So does Urn when you earn yourself, and so does Salve and Tangos when you use these items. So it's the most goofy thing in the game. Like, obviously you want to buy a Sange as well because it amps all this. So you buy a Sange, and then you buy Urn, Sange. Eventually you can buy a Heart if you can get there, and then you just ask your Jug to put Healing Ward on you. And it doesn't need to be on the Golem, it just needs to be on the hero so it can stay really safe, and your Golem just burns people for like 1 billion damage. It's actually so funny. All right, next up, let's get a little bit more tame. We kind of went crazy there. Let's take a step back. We got the Courier, Sniper, Weaver, and Monkey King. So, to talk about these heroes really quick about why they're better than ever at sniping couriers, well, Weaver now has Gemini attack at level 1, and this means you hit twice, meaning as a range hero you one-shot couriers. And with haste movement speed, you can go insane. On top of that, you can take the movement speed facet, giving you 600 movement speed on Weaver, and it makes it really easy to just get to these couriers. You just place one deep ward behind the enemy tier 1, and you can just snipe courier, 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 courier. And in the mid game, you can do the exact same thing, and it's really hard to kill Weaver, especially if you go like Wand Vessel, Seeds of Serenity. Your hero will have like 1300, 1400 HP with time lapse and a 600 MS Sakuchi. It's pretty dang good. And so yeah, that one's really good. Why is Monkey King a courier sniper? Why can you play Monkey King as a support and really look for the couriers? Well, because now if you're full HP, Primal Spring has no cooldown. So it's easier than ever to get around the map, get on top of those couriers, and take them out. And so yeah, these heroes are just better in general. They definitely got buffed in this regard. Both of them are very much stronger heroes this patch. And the Monkey King is just great, right? It really allows you to get around the map as a support, roam, make plays, as well as if the game feels hard and you need to make some sort of weird move, or you just like being annoying like I do, then you can run around and one-tap couriers because you're a melee hero. All right, next up we have AoE Primal Beast. This one is crazy. So if you don't know Primal Beast, which you probably don't because most people don't, basically he has two facets. He has like the standard facet, which gives him movement speed when he clicks trample and movement speed to allies when he clicks trample, which honestly is probably better on average. It's a really good facet. But we're gonna talk about the goofy one because that's what we're here to do today. And it is actually good. Like honestly, he has two good ones. The other one is just like movement speed on Primal Beast, which just makes so much sense. But yeah, when activated, Ferocity, his second one, when activated, Uproar provides 10% increased area of effect per stack. This is insane, guys. This means if you have 5 stacks of Uproar, which isn't hard to get in the mid to late game, you get 50% increased AoE. This is on your Trample, your Onslaught, and your ulti. And then you buy a Bloodstone, which amps it even further, and these work together. And if you look at Pulverize with max stack Ferocity and a Bloodstone, you can stun like the entire enemy team easily. You will stun them. And then your Trample is massive. You can't miss it. And the Onslaught and Trample combo will easily hit multiple heroes. And so yeah, this combo is really, really great. You just go kind of a standard Phase Boots, Wand, Windlace into Blade Mail, Eternal Shroud, Bloodstone, and you can go crazy on this hero. All right, next up, let's talk about the Clock Smacker. What is the Clock Smacker, you might be asking? That's quite the name, Speed Dota. Yes, it is quite the name. So the facet we have here is power cogs form in a larger radius. The formation radius is 330. This is called Expanded Armature. This is Clockwork's second and much better facet. So why is it so good? Well, first of all, it just makes it way easier to cog people. On top of that, when you have this expanded armature, it allows allies to walk freely through the cogs, which is great. It's actually really, really nice. Super, super useful. Where enemies actually can't until they proc one of the cogs. Then they actually can walk through it, which it's kind of weird, but it is good. But okay, what did they change about Clockwork? He has one of the funniest changes in all of Dota. It is honestly a beautiful and hilarious change. What did they do? Well, when you hit cogs as Clockwork, previously you used to one-shot them and deny it. Now you hit the cog really quickly to like 1200 units distance. It goes really far. And so what you do is you spawn these cogs, which burn mana and do damage, and then you just start punching them at people. And if you trap someone in the middle of the cog will push them into another cog, which then you hit another cog at them, and that will push them into another cog. It's really funny. Like, and not only is it funny, this is one of those funny ones that's very practical. And if you're gonna play Clockwork in this current patch, you will actually have to learn how to do this goofy playstyle. Like, I'm kind of like, oh, this is funny, you know, it's sort of a joke, it's a meme, but it is the way to play Clockwork. You burn a lot of mana. It's really annoying. It's great for securing the range creep early on, just to use cogs and, you know, and click cogs at people. And yeah, this ability scales really well when you get it maxed out. It burns 140 mana and does 275 damage. If you hit them with 2 cogs, that's nearly a Lion Finger of Death at level 1. I mean, this is no joke at all. All right, and getting to our last and final build, we have the Speedy Gyro. This one's very simple. You can play it in any of the roles, but honestly, it's just super fun. So what they changed about Gyrocopter is they gave him a facet called Afterburner, and it's one of the coolest facets in the game. Basically, every single time one of your Rocket Barrage rockets hits, you get 4 movement speed, and Rocket Barrage shoots a lot of rockets. And the exact amount of rockets is 30 rockets. So when you get your Rocket Barrage maxed out, which you're always gonna max it first, and a 5.5 second cooldown, you get to spam these rockets, and you get 120 movement speed if you land all of them. I'm not kidding, you get 120 movement speed if you land all of the rockets. And then from there, what's really funny about it is because the ability lasts 3 seconds, but the movement speed lasts 4 seconds, what happens is you have 7 seconds of bonus movement speed, but the ability is a 5.5 second cooldown. And so yes, you can stack the movement speed. Gyrocopter, like 8, 9, 10 minutes into the game, can be max haste movement speed, running around clicking Rocket Barrage. And trust me guys, this is strong, it's fun, it's good on every roll, it's awesome. I love it. It's super practical, very much like the Clockwork one. Whether or not you're a carry for chasing people down, kiting in and out. Support, same thing, chasing people down, kiting in and out. It's very powerful. So okay, that's gonna be all for today's video. If you have any wacky builds you'd like to share in the comments, I'm probably gonna make another one of these just because there's so much to talk about in this patch. Really been loving the patch. I mean, this is arguably the best patch in years. So it's super grateful and having a lot of fun. Yeah, hopefully you guys are as well. So thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting so many videos on 7.36. I literally have like 15 ideas I want to make, and that's going to increase for sure. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the GameLeap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.